Hello, this is Broyar, and welcome back to the episode of our Let's Play for Football Manager 2020. We are continuing our run with Broyar FC, our custom team in the Skybet League 2. Ugh, it's a little bit of a mouthful. We have just finished the season as far as we're concerned, because we are not in the playoffs, we're not in relegation, anything like that. The season's done. I believe we ended up in 12th place. So we're just going to go through some of the awards in this episode. A little bit of the transfer stuff. Excuse me. And so there's going to be a little bit of pausing and things like that as I kind of show you bits and pieces of the transfers as we go through. But let's jump into the awards for the season. All right, so here we are at the inbox, and we can already see our best 11 squad. Looks like the starting ones. We still have Hurst in here, Pennickett's in here, Bancroft on the left side, Knight on the right side, Cuvelier and Lynch both in here, Mundell Smith, Leak, Baxter, Neville, and Yates. I mean, of this list, the only people that really play for us regularly, obviously Yates and goalkeeper. Leak plays from time to time. Mundell Smith plays from time to time. We just sold Neville. Cuvilier's gone. Lynch is still around. Bancroft plays a little bit, but not much. Pennickett really didn't play much this last season. Hurst, yeah, and of course Knight's gone. So like a lot of this team is just not here anymore. Who's on the substitute list? We got Joe Green, Danny Lupano. Okay, there you go. Hackett, Hudson, Campton, Sturridge, yes. Mitchell Lund, and of course Stuart O'Connell. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, this is only the first season with Stuart O'Connell. In fact, I don't think he was here the whole season, was he? So him coming in as a substitute, not too bad. Let's see here. What do we have? Anything else here? Excuse me. Guys, forgive the yawning. I know this has been a yawning last couple of episodes. Let's see. Following the completion of this season's best 11, Ian McDonald has proudly announced that 3 players have been considered good enough to enter the Broyar FC overall best 11. Okay, so 3 new players this season. Lupano was the pick of the 3 players. 65 appearances, scored 4 goals for the team with an average rating of 7.07. So yeah, definitely Lupano's been doing great. Stuart O'Connell and Jake Hackett were the only other players selected to become part of Broyar FC's proud history. So we only added 3 players this year. But of course, I think they were 3 of our best players. Here's our awards for the season. Fans Player of the Season, Stuart O'Connell. Not a big surprise. He really showed up. I think he ended up with 15 goals total. Is that right? In all, let's go look at history. Yeah, 15 goals overall total for the club so far this season. 11 goals in the league. 6.98 rating, a little bit lower, but should be able to bounce back hopefully soon enough. I mean, bounce that above a 7. 3 assists overall. I mean, last season he was in Wales. He had a 7.25 rating, so he did good for us. He did good for us. We only had him for, I guess, 37 games, so I guess he only missed, what? How many games do we play in a season? I actually don't remember. Played 46, so he missed the first 9 games, so there you go. Let's go back and Lupano was 2nd, Hackett was 3rd, so all 3 of our new guys in the mix. Goal of the season, Captain Sturridge. Oh, I wonder what this one is. Let's go check this goal out. Against Salford City. Randall kicking the ball up. Captain Sturridge there. Gets past that man. Pushes up. Gets past that man. Deep kick from way back here. And again, you're just going to have to deal with the yawns because it's not even that late. I'm just yawning. How do you stop a yawn? Is there a way like to just keep yawns from coming up and happening? Because I'm like in the middle of talking right here and I'm not like necessarily that tired. Just yawning just because I can. Which makes it a little bit hard to do a video. So if you have any tips and tricks about just stopping yawns, let me know. Season in review. You know, I mean a little bit, start off, you know, a little bit of bounce up and down, and then we kind of settled into this, you know, 12th place finish there. So about as expected. Here's our vision and expectations meeting. Oh, you guys just have to deal with it. I apologize. I'm not saying I can't apologize anymore. This is too much apologizing. Play high tempo pressing football. Fair enough. Play defensively solid football. Okay. Make the most of set pieces. I think this is the same as this last season. Work within the wage budget, which we'll check out here in a second. Sign players to sell for a profit. Okay. We can try to do that. And of course, fight bravely against relegation, which they just want us to continue to remain in Skybet League 2. So I think that's fine. No, I think we're okay with accepting this. Nothing really changed here. In a season team minute. Let's check the finances real quick. They did give us almost $24,000 per week of wage budget. But they did not give us any transfer budget at all. So I'm not exactly sure what they expect us to do as far as signing players that we can sell on for profit with no transfer budget whatsoever. But having a pretty sizable chunk increase in our wage budget should help us out quite a bit. Plus, I think we're going to get rid of a lot of people currently on our wage budget that we just don't need anymore. We're really pretty far in the hole, to be fair. So I can understand why they couldn't give us much overall. All right, plans for next season. We're good enough to not be involved in relegation battle. Yes, that's fine. Please. Yes. I mean, all this relegation stuff, I think we're better than that. Let's see. I think we can improve things even further. Really? Maybe I misunderstood what it was saying. All right. Well, people not super happy with that end of team meeting, end of season meeting, but not much I can do about it. All right. Well, I will be back here in just a moment when we get to the first of any new transfer news. All right. So we're back and we've done a little bit of work. We're about July 10th. So a lot of old contracts have expired. We've done a little bit of transferring. We're a little bit partway through the preseason for right now. So we still got some work ahead of us and some potential opportunities. But I just want to show off here real quick. Who has left already just on a free transfer. I just didn't bother renewing the contract. We didn't bother renewing Pennicott. I love Pennicott. He's awesome. We just kind of started to outpace him a little bit. He's getting old. I mean, honestly, he had the opportunity to stick around, I think, on a month to month, and he just took the free transfer out, I believe. Garmston's out. We just wasn't getting the performance out of him that I was hoping for. That's unfortunate. Cohen's is out. Again, I think we're starting to outpace him. Lowy, I actually liked Lowy sometimes. He still felt like it had a lot of potential. Just wasn't really seeing it, and just really couldn't justify keeping him around, paying him money. Thought we could find somebody better to replace him and spend that money on. Tom Leake is out. He didn't want to renew his contract, which is sad. I was hoping to be able to renew him, actually. But it just wasn't going to happen. Kinsella is out. Thornberry here, it just wasn't good enough. And John Rock also was not good enough. So just a bunch of transfers out. It was just to get them off our finances. In fact, our finances right now, we are currently spending $15,000. We have a wage budget of $23,000. I've had a little bit left in the scouting budget. Nothing in the transfer budget at the moment. Very little in the overall balance. So it's going to be hard. I mean, we have some money. Don't get me wrong. We have some wage budget left. This is not a goal though. This is not a target, I should say. This is just a limit. So we don't have to exceed that. I mean, if we get a little bit less, we'll help our wage budget. But if we want to stay up this season, we might have to try and spend. So let's go look at the actual transfers though that we got coming in. So if we go look at all transfers, got a few people coming in. So Beatty, I'm gonna say Beatty. Thomas Beatty here. We already had him agreed to. I think I might have mentioned him during the season. We already had him agreed to come in at the end of the year. Just to come in, we'll give you a quick reminder of what he is. His current ability is only 2.5 stars, but his potential ability is up to 4.5 stars. So I'm hoping he has potential. He can play in both these spots, so that's part of the reason why I wanted to head and bring him in. If we go look at his, let's see what I'm looking for, just coach report. He's currently listed as our 5th best overall midfielder. So if we're playing 2 midfielders at a time, he might find some time, especially since Dolan's going to be playing up front maybe more often than not. Possibly Burn as well. So it's not impossible for him to find some time. He's our 4th best attacking midfielder. So maybe by the time we actually got around to having him, I think we'd already found Burn. So maybe he kind of got dropped down a little bit. But he has potential. So we'll hold on to it. In fact, if we look at with Landry here, he's saying he's got full-on 4-star plus potential. So yeah, he's got some potential. I'm really hoping for some good stuff with him. He's actually played relatively well at this Moyola Park. I'm not sure if I'm familiar with it. Pretty low league in Northern Ireland. But, 6.8, 6.8, 6.88, 6.98. He's getting better every season. So we'll see. Anyway, then we got Luke Strachan here from Nottingham Forest. Is that Nottingham, right? Yeah, Nottingham Forest. Paid a little bit of money for him. Not much. Honestly, we're keeping everything pretty low. And he comes in 3.5 star current ability, 4.5 star potential ability. Let's actually check with our good guy. Tondry here has the best judging potential and ability. So he's saying 3.5 star, 4 star current potential, which is still pretty good. He comes in our second best striker. He's actually ahead of Campton Sturridge. Maybe Campton Sturridge isn't long for us. Actually, let's go check out real quick. I meant to check his history. I mean, not so great down here in the Ladbrokes Championship. Once he moved over to Vanarama National, though, on loan with Barrow, 6.85, 8 goals. You know, it's not terrible. It's just a, you know, we'll see. We'll see what he can do with him. If he doesn't work out, he doesn't work out. We didn't spend a ton of money on him. And then we got this guy, Gervain Castaneer. And here's the problem with good old Gervain. We'll look at him. We're going to go to the report, coach report. Tondry says his current ability is 3 stars. His potential ability is 4 stars. Okay, all well and good. Sounds good. He can actually play a lot of positions, so that's also pretty good. He can play the inverted winger, which we've been playing a lot. Yeah, good. Thumbs up. Problem is, when my scouts told me he was like a 4.5 star current ability player. So I was like, okay, 4.5 star current ability. He actually wants to come play for us. What's up with that? That's awesome. And so I decided to play him 1.8k per week. He's definitely by far our highest paid player. And he's 27 years old, so he's actually in his prime, to be fair. Yeah. So there you go. We'll see what happens. He doesn't have a lot of extra growth, being 27 years old. I'm hoping he shows up and does something for us. Maybe I overpaid for him. I probably did overpay for him. He's only sitting at about a 6.7 something rating over the last several years, but he's been playing in Skybet League 1 and Championship. So dropping down to Skybet League 2, maybe he'll hit a 7.0. We'll see. I'm a little bit disappointed that his rating wasn't as good as I hoped it would be, but it is what it is. A couple outs. We have Will Randall going out. Not a great fee for him, but he was really pushing to go out. I actually turned one down for like 5K, and he got hugely upset. So I was like, well, okay, fine. If they come back with a little bit more, then I'll give him a little bit more. And they came back with a little bit more, about 8.75. I was like, whatever. We'll send him out. That pays for these guys and, you know, a little bit extra. Of course, we didn't get to keep that in the transfer budget because of where our finances are. Harvey Neville, we actually talked about him. He went out on a free. And then Kerbush went back out on another loan, this time to Billericay. And he seems pretty happy about that. Should give him some potential to continue to grow. I mean, he did very well last season in his loan. If we go look at that, 7.17 average rating in his loan with Algeria. So hopefully he can do well back in the England leagues. We'll see. I definitely want to keep him around. I think he's a player for the future. Honestly, he might have been one of our best central defenders this season. But truth be told, he actually is one of our best as of right this moment. I'm kind of hoping I get a better one, which means he might have dropped back down to being a backup. And so I'd rather him go to another team, get a lot of playing time, and instead of just being a backup for us, because I think he will turn into a great player. So here's our team so far. This is just, I haven't picked a formation yet. I haven't decided what I'm going to do. I do have another player coming in soon that might play over here on the left-hand side. I'll show you him when he comes in. In fact, I might actually show him in a second. But, you know, couple of 3 stars here in the central defender role. And this is with a guy this guy has got like, I think 15 potential judging. So, or 13 current and 15 potential. So that's not bad. I mean, he's pretty accurate, I feel. A couple guys that can play on the right-hand side. Midfield could be pretty good, although Dolan is our best midfielder, and he's also our best attacking midfielder. So depending on how we look at that. So I got Hackett, we got Rachi, we got Byrne, Beatty. So we have some players here that I think we can do with something. And then, like I said, Castaneer, not as good as I was hoping he would be, but he's not going to be bad, I don't think. It's 3 stars here. Attacking midfielder on the right, I'd like to get someone else to replace there. I think we're set for strikers. So really, attacking midfielder on the right would be great. If this guy on the left works out, I think I'm okay there. I might need to look for a goalkeeper, and then maybe like a good, maybe slightly higher of a 3-star central defender, something of that nature. I think that's what we're looking for. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and show you the transfer guy we got coming in. We got Bill Smith coming in here. Supposedly, hopefully on a loan. He's definitely getting a lot. He's getting $1,000 per month, or per week, I should say, from Barnsley at the moment. He's actually valued at close to $1 million potentially. And he's rated currently based on our scouts. Now, we've already shown that our scouts are not necessarily the best, but he's currently rated at a 4, possibly 4.5 star current ability. So that would give us a really, really strong left fielder, defensive left fielder, I should say. He can also play on the defensive right side just as well. So I hope he comes in because I think he could be a pretty useful pickup. So, and then we got this guy Glenn Terry coming in here soon. I just picked him up just because he can play all across the back as well as defensive midfielder if we decide to go that route. He's not an amazing player, I'll be honest. You know, 2.5 star I think when we put him on trial. Potential up to 5 star though, depending on how these black stars work out. So I decided to give him a chance. You know, we're not paying him a ton of money, I don't think. $350 per week's not bad. If he works out, he works out. If he doesn't, he doesn't. But just his flexibility really kind of was what did it for me and for him. So, all right, we will be back after a little bit more transfer business done. Like I said, we're about halfway through. I think let's see where we're at. A little bit less than halfway through the preseason. So we'll come back when we've got some more stuff done. All right, so preseason is over. We are right about ready for our first game against Lincoln City, I believe, right? Yes, Lincoln City. So that game's coming up today. It's a home game. We're actually expecting a potential sellout crowd, which is awesome. But that game will be featured next episode. So we're going to go ahead and wrap up where we're at with transfers. We've only had a couple more come in since the last time you guys saw. We got Glenn Terry coming in here. I talked about him. I talked about just bringing him in as a youngster who has a bit of flexibility all over the place. We'll see what he can do. We're not paying him a ton necessarily, so we'll see what he's able to do. We also brought in this Raquel Pike here. He comes in as an attacking winger on the right-hand side. He's got current ability of 3.5 stars, potential ability 4.5 stars. He definitely comes in as our best winger on that side. He technically can play winger on the other side, although that's probably unlikely. And he can also technically play striker. He's probably our second best striker, if we look at it that way, which is interesting. Overall history. I mean, had a great time over here in Wales, but not the greatest time in the Sky Bet League 2 last couple seasons, or 2 seasons ago, I should say. Last season, he bumped up to a 6.83, so a little bit better, a little bit of progress. We're going to kind of hope that he can kind of continue that progress here for our team. I do have a few other transfers coming in potentially. I do have, let's see, for one, Beatty here, who we brought in for, early in the season. He might be going out on loan soon. It's very likely he won't be getting a ton of playtime this season, but I think he's got potential. So I think sending him on loan, letting him develop a little bit would be helpful. Also, what am I trying to say? Oh, yeah, we did unfortunately lose out on, what was his name? Bill or something like that, left winger. Unfortunately, we did lose out on him. We were trying to bring in Kanina here, though. We are confirmed for that. I was delaying it a little bit because that Bill guy, whatever his name was, honestly, I forget his name now. He was trying to go to Denmark, or somewhere either Denmark or somewhere else, and he had to get approval to get work permit and all that stuff. So there was a chance he could have not gotten his work permit, and maybe we could have snatched him. But as of about 2 days ago, it did say that his work permit did come through. So his transfer to loan to that team was confirmed as well. So now we're going to probably go ahead and pick up Kanina here, which he's not a bad player. Let me see. Let's go look at the report. He's slated to be maybe a 3.5 star current ability. I mean, potential ability. Could be as much as 5 stars. Overall history, we don't have any history for him for some reason. I don't know. Does that mean he just hasn't played? Maybe. I mean, obviously Birmingham is a Sky Bet championship team, so maybe he's just not been good enough for their team, but hopefully he can be good enough for ours. We shall see. Other players, we've got an offer out for Rice here. Potential to be maybe 4 star current ability, 5 star overall. He would come in as our best central defender. We'll see if that one comes through or not. We also have an offer out for Jordan McGuire Drew here. Also, potential 4 star current ability, 4.5 star potential ability on the potential ability. Is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, he can play all across the center here, or all across the attacking side here, I should say. He's got a couple other potentials. He can play, wingers here and there, striker if we need him, but not really central midfielder. He probably could be trained there, but he brings us a lot of possibilities. So we're going to try and bring him in, and then we have Will Swan here, who is a good attacking midfielder, playmaker. which is what we like to play. He's also a good striker. There goes those yawns again. I looked it up. Yawns, if a room is warm and whatnot, I can yawn, but I've cooled my room down and I'm drinking cool liquid, which is supposed to help, and it's not helping. Who knows? Yawns, I'm sorry. But anyway, if he comes in here, if Will Swan comes in here, we will very likely, what am I trying to go team report. Goodness, I can't click anything. If Will Swan comes in here, we will very likely be able to play Dolan maybe back here in the midfield, which he's going to be able to play well. He'd actually be our best midfielder. You can even see where Will Swan slots in. He even, like I said, striker. We've got McGuire, Drew coming in potentially, and of course Rice. Those guys are currently on trial with us. Hopefully they will, at least a couple of them will sign with us. We'll still see. But I'll let you guys know that when that happens. It probably will be after our game against Lincoln. So hopefully we play well against Lincoln with our current squad. And hopefully I stop yawning before the next episode. I appreciate you guys bearing with me with that. Can't explain it. It is what it is. Thankfully it doesn't happen all the time. For some reason it's just happening today. So yeah, I think we're going to put a cut in there. I think that's as far as we're going to get. Let's see, where are we slated to be this season? Let's see here. Season preview. Hey, we're not the first out anymore. Yay! According to this, we are at least slated to, you know, survive relegation. So that's a good thing to see. We'll see. We'll find out. But anyway, I do appreciate you guys watching. May God bless you, and I hope you join me again next time. Thank you, and goodbye.